an interesting situation that's going on with the family, and people are starting to ask questions about the lavish spending that the family seems to be doing or seems to have been involved in. So they've raised all this money on Give, Send, Go. And, when I was on Timcast before and this whole debate came up, I said, look, I'm not against taking down legal defense funds because I believe that people should have the right to a legal defense. I said that. Okay, I said I've never called for the cancellation of other people's legal defense funds, and I was very supportive. I've always been very supportive of Give, Send, Go because they stood by who? The Canadian Freedom Truckers. Remember the honk honk? They stood by all the Jan 6ers, and in fact, they stood by Kyle Rittenhouse and his ability to raise a legal defense. However, I don't remember Kyle Rittenhouse going and moving into a new gated community. I don't remember Kyle Rittenhouse driving around in a Cadillac Escalade when all of this was going on. No, that's not what he did at all. But unfortunately, what we're hearing from this family is one of the neighbors says that the family has just gotten a new car. If you look at the license plate, it's got a paper tag. And now, again, this is a neighbor statement. I mentioned before that the family has the father worked at a car dealership, so there's a lot of questions about that. But I do think there is a statement out there from this advocate who said they're planning to move to a new home. So you're moving to a new home. Are you dipping into this defense fund? And if so, that's fraud. If so, that is absolutely fraud. This was solicited as a legal defense fund. It was described as a legal defense fund. Your advocate went up and described it as a legal defense fund. And sure enough, even the officials of Give, Send, Go described it as a legal defense fund. So dipping in and playing these games, I guess there's a new update on the fund, and I want to read the new update on it that says, while legal defense is a critical part of this journey, we want to make clear that this fund is not solely dedicated to legal expenses. The funds raised will also support a range of urgent and necessary needs that have emerged as a result of this situation, including but not limited to the safe relocation of the Anthony family. They claim that there's escalating threats to their safety. I don't see anything in here about the safety of Austin Metcalf, who was stabbed and murdered by Karmelo Anthony, and their well-being as well as basic living costs, transportation, counseling, and other security measures. Transportation? Did you just say transportation? As in, like, I don't know, perhaps a vehicle to transport you in? As in, like, a new car? So right there you see relocation and transportation. And I'm sorry, but the way this looks is that it's completely out of control. And I certainly hope that A.G. Paxton and everyone else takes a deep look into this. Because if this is fraud, then guess what? You got the same example of what's going on with the Give, Send, Go and the GoFundMe in the Abrigo Garcia case, right? They are milking these cases so that they can get money off of them. And the advocate, he loves it. By the way, this advocate, Dominique Alexander, I looked up his record as well. Beating a toddler. All right, he's been arrested multiple times. He's been jailed multiple times. Ton of domestic violence on him. And yet, the Democrats keep giving money to these cases. The left will sit there till they're blue in the face. But what they won't say is, show us the videos. And that's the dog that's not barking. Let's show the video. That's all I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, or at least since this came out. I think it was April 4th when it happened. Show us the videos. What happened? What went down? What's actually going on in these cases? Because we know the police have it. A couple of kids at a track meet, teenagers, yeah, you know there's going to be cell phone videos. So where are they? And the dog that's not barking is that the family advocate has not said a word about the videos. He's just more than happy to rake in hundreds and thousands of dollars.